Right, so today's video we're going to be talking about the differences between a MazdaSpeed 3 and a MazdaSpeed 6, so hopefully you can decide what one you want. Now, I've already done a video on the Gen 1 versus Gen 2 Speed 3, so if you want to watch that after, then you can. If you don't, then, well, you should watch it anyway, because I told you to, so, yeah, let's go. So I brought it back to the exact same cemetery that we did that video in, but unlike those two cars, the Speed 3s and the Speed 6s are quite different. Now, I know this beautiful machine is in front of me right now, but I'm not going to be biased, I swear to God. Let's go. First, I want to talk about what's under here. The engine in the Gen 1 and the Speed 6 is the exact same engine. However, the Speed 6 has got 11 more horsepower, which is a lot, obviously.
God help me, I got a race car.
The all-wheel drive on the Speed 6 is going to incur much more drivetrain loss. So at the wheels, you're probably looking at the Speed 3 having more wheel horsepower. Then you remember that these are quite a bit lighter, and from a roll, you'll probably find that a Speed 3 is a bit faster. Now to say to the end, I'll probably talk about the biggest selling point of the Speed 6. But I think now we should talk about the biggest advantage or the biggest difference with the Speed 6. And that is obviously the Speed 6 is all-wheel drive, the Speed 3 is just front-wheel drive. So I mean, yeah, if you live in a snowy climate, a snowy climate, you basically just got to go out and get a Speed 6. Perhaps if you don't like front wheel drive, or if you just want grip, you'd rather get a Speed 6 than a Speed 3. If it rains a lot where you live, Speed 6, you'll probably want that. However, I know, right, obviously everyone's different. Personally, I prefer front wheel drive just because it is more dramatic, you know, you've got that wheel spin, that torque there. It's a bit more exciting for me. I think most people would prefer all-wheel drive because that's what the internet says. The internet knows everything, apparently. Oh God, not this again. Shush. Okay, handling now. The Speed 6 is fatter and bigger. It weighs 180 kgs more, and it is just a bigger car overall. So the Speed 3 definitely will be the sharper, better handling car, more agile. It's not all bad for the Speed 6. The Speed 6 has got a double Wishbone suspension setup on the front, which is better than the Speed 3's strut-based setup. I mean, yeah, like the Speed 3's just got to handle better. That being said, this wind noise, that stupid beeping. That being said, the wheelbase of the Speed 6 is longer, obviously, so that while it won't be as agile, it will be a bit more stable at high speeds. And when you combine that with, you know, the all-wheel drive, you got to get more grip with the Speed 6. The Speed 6 is probably the more stable, easily controllable car of the two. Whereas then if we look at the driving experience of a Speed 3, this has got to be the sharper car, more agile, and a bit more dramatic with that wheel spin and torque steer. So that's sort of the driving differences of the two cars. You better fucking like and subscribe to the video and follow me on Instagram, please, you fucking dickhead. You guys want to know a little secret? What I just did? Oh, just look. Rear sway bar. White line anti-lift kit, BNTC plus pads. Paddington fucking loves the mods, mate. Don't you, mate? So now, in terms of aesthetics, I assume you have eyes. Just open the fuckers and decide which one looks best, right? Much the same as the interior, right? I'll break it down for you. The Speed 6 is going to be the most professional interior with the best materials, so that is very good. The Gen 1, on the other hand, will be the most hot boy interior, and the Gen 2 will be the most modern interior. Now let's talk about something very boring. Reliability. I mean, it's like the same engine. It's like both 2006 base Mazdas. They're going to be very similar. However, obviously, the Speed 6 has more parts to it. It's all-wheel drive, so there is more parts that can break. So there's that to think about, you know, they do blow rear axles if you launch in like 6,000 RPM, which is stupid. In general, they're pretty line ball. Where I think the Speed 6 makes the most sense is if we care about what I'm about to talk about now, which is practicality, right? The back seats of a Speed 3. Close this motherfucker. So this is me, 6'1", behind myself, also 6'1".
Well, no fucking shit.
Look, it's definitely doable back here. It's a bit tight though, I'm gonna be honest. A Speed 6, you have more rear leg space, which is good. We've had like 5 of the lads in here and it's pretty cramped, I'm not gonna lie. Speed 6, more rear leg space, which is good. And also, Speed 6 has got a bigger boot. However, I know you'll probably just go and shove 2 12-inch subs in there. I call that a day, so there's that. A Speed 3 is probably too small for a family. A Speed 6, you'll probably get away with it. However, I guess what a Speed 3 does make up is obviously it's a hatchback, so you can get up and work. You can put the seats down and carry something that's very big in there, you know? For all those times, you know, how many times do you go and buy a toilet every year? The Speed 3 will do it, the Speed 6 won't, which is, you know, toilet buying. So now getting towards the end of the video. Oh, actually no, I might soon now talk about which one's my favorite MazdaSpeed. I mean, I'll explain it all. Anyways, Speed 6 or Speed 3, which one should you get? So the Speed 6 is gotta be if you want perhaps a more stable at high speed car, that, you know, it's got more grip from the all-wheel drive, it just grips and goes. It's all-wheel drive. If you want an all-wheel drive car, you gotta get the Speed 6. And if you want one that's a bit bigger inside, more practicality, the Speed 6 is the way to go. Who should get a Speed 3? Well, if you want a car that's a bit sharper, more agile, you know, it handles better basically. A bit more funny, you know, more dramatic, the wheel spin, the torque's there, the Speed 3 will be for you. If you don't know what gen Speed 3 you should get, I've got a video before this, so you can watch that. And obviously another thing you need to consider is aesthetics and the interior, but that's all personal preference, so, you know, do that yourself. I'm not gonna tell you what, do it yourself, mate. Stop being so fucking lazy. So what's my opinion on all these cars? Well, obviously my favorite is the Gen 1. It is the funnest one. It is the most light, agile, fun one. Probably, if a Gen 1 Speed 3 didn't exist, I'd probably get Gen 2 Speed 3 just because it's lighter and funner. However, if I sold this and I was gonna buy another MazdaSpeed, I would buy a Speed 6. The Gen 2 is just too familiar to this car to, you know, it'd just be like buying the same car. So I think they're all great. They're all so close to each other. And that's the point. I think is that the video? Yes. That is. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Love you.